Well, we know we have so many talented friends here along coastal Delmarva, from artists to musicians to bakers. We even have one such talented baker joining us on the CoastLife couch today. We've got Susan Simpson joining us, and we're so excited to chat with you, Susan, today because yes, Rachel has been filling in this week, and I know she was excited that she got you as our guest today.
I am very excited. I'm a baking enthusiast from afar. I am not a baker, but I love watching the Great British Baking Show. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's been in the tent.
Oh, yes.
What was that like?
It was the most frightening, exhilarating, exciting experience of my life, other than getting married. I mean, where brides are always scared, but it was amazing. And it was a dream come true. I watched the British Baking Show and the Great American Baking Show. To actually be there.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So let's take a step back a minute, because baking competitions they're not anything new to you. You've been part of baking competitions. I mean, you had your first one back in high school, right?
High school. Wow. That was a long time ago.
No.
Yeah,
wow.
It was.
Like yesterday.
Just
like yesterday.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Right. Well, what got you into baking then?
Both of my grandmothers were German. They grew up in Germany. My parents were born in America, but both my grandmothers were cooks and bakers, so to spend time with them, I was in the kitchen. Wow. So at a young age, I learned to bake and play with, and that's truly what it was. Here's a piece of dough, my grandmother would say, while she was braiding her bread, and I was just getting my dirty fingers in it.
Right.
Or pie crust. I had the toughest pie crust because I played with it.
Yes.
But it was so much fun, and it's just such a relaxing, and when you bake, you have to give it away. You can't eat it all.
That
so
is
you
true.
always have friends when you're a baker. So
That is a great point, Susan.
Yeah.
And I mean, she came bearing gifts herself, so she immediately made 2 new friends.
That was my point.
Yes.
Not wrong about that. But most recently, you competed in the Lard Lovers Baking Competition.
I did.
Such a great name.
Yes.
I know, that's so funny.
Tell us about it.
So it's an online contest, and for any baking enthusiasts who like to develop new recipes, look online and just search baking contests, cooking contests. Most of them are free. You develop your own recipe according to their specs. So the Lard Lovers Contest was an original recipe that uses lard as a main ingredient. And the point was to kind of bring lard back in fashion. It kind of, people were like, oh, not lard. We can use way back margarine, but not butter.
Right.
Vegetable shortening, but not lard. But lard is making a comeback. So this was an original recipe that used lard. Well, one of my grandmothers, while she still lived in Germany growing up, developed this recipe for Stollen, which is a Christmas, kind of a fruit cake, but it's a bread, a yeast bread. And I've made it with my grandmother since I was a little girl. Wow. So I kind of tweaked it over the years just to modernize it, but I left lard in. It just seemed important. So I thought, that's what I'll enter. Awesome. And I still make Stollen every year with my mom, who is 94 now.
Wow.
And lives very close. I know. So she and I get together and we bake this original recipe. So it was very special to me to enter that. So to be a winner was just like, oh.
I was going to say, not only to enter, but you took second place. That's a big deal.
It meant a lot. It was great.
What a great story in the intergenerational. Are you passing this baking on to your own children and grandchildren?
And grandchildren, yes. We have 4 grown sons and 7 grandkids.
Wow.
And I just love to bake with them. Most of them have little aprons that a friend has made that says Sous Chef and has their name embroidered on it. It's the best. It's just the best. So I do love it.
Now we have to dive into these that you also brought. Can you tell us a little bit about what you did bring for us?
Okay, these are
Rachel,
French macarons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah.
I'll talk while you eat. So I'll talk long enough for you to take the 3 or 4 bites it takes. So a French macaron is made with almond flour, and I put coffee, instant coffee, in with the almond flour mixture. So you get real bites of coffee in the shell.
Yes, you do.
And then the center is a dark chocolate ganache.
Yes, it is.
It's a great breakfast cookie. I've been drinking my coffee.
I know,
and
that's
perfectly.
And there's nothing like a little sweet treat with your coffee.
Exactly.
So
there's nothing like a sweet treat all day long. So
on a cold day. Yes. Oh, perfect.
Awesome. Well, we'll take a minute to finish these off. Susan, thank you so much for coming in.
Very
and congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Thank you
Of course.
so much.
But when we get back on CoastLife, we're talking about more events, Maybe a new home is one of your goals for the year. We're going to talk all of that when we get back.